Hello friends, myself Jahiruddin sir, and in this video I'll be discussing why do you need to qualify CSIR NET. So let's start. First is the CSIR NET is a mandatory exam to qualify for assistant professorship. That doesn't mean that if you qualify CSIR NET you will be directly getting a job, but it's a eligibility exam. That means if you need to apply somewhere that I am applying for an assistant professor job in a government institution, you must have CSIR NET cleared. But without a PhD assistant professor, that seems almost impossible. So you need to do PhD. You do your B.Sc, you do your M.Sc, then you do your PhD, then you are sufficiently eligible to apply once again to be assistant professor. Then you face an interview once again. So that is the roadmap. Till now, B.Sc, M.Sc, CSIR NET, PhD, qualify, complete your PhD, then you again apply to with your good CV, with your publications, etc. Then you face another interview. Then you get an assistant professor job somewhere in a college, in a university, somewhere, or in a research institution. So, okay, if you clear the JRF section cutoff, I'll be discussing that part later. If you clear your JRF section cutoff in CSIR NET exam, you'll get direct fellowship from CSIR UGC, either from CSIR or from UGC. There are two institutions who provides direct fellowship. Then that fellowship amount is around 40 to 45,000 nowadays. So that will be sufficient to have a life. So then you get fellowship, but that does not ensure your PhD admission. So to get admitted in PhD, you will face again interview. So after you do your M.Sc, you clear CSIR NET, then you again apply to some institution that, okay, sir, I want to do a PhD here. Then they will take interview, direct interview if you qualify for JRF. No written exam almost. In few very demanding institution, there will be exams again, but most of the time you'll face an interview. Okay. There are other exams also, which are to be a PhD entrance examination. These are GATE, JEST, and university research entrance tests, etc. They have different names. For physics guys, mathematics guys get physics guide, JEST also. Maths does not have JEST. So okay, so there will be many different universities' own exam. Like many institutions have their own exams. These are selection tests for PhD. So you get admitted to PhD. Till now, if you have a PhD completed, then in general, CSIR NET or exam qualification is not mandatory. You can apply to be an assistant professor after you complete your PhD if you get through some university, some entrance exams without CSIR NET also. But there are two very important points there. There is a new guideline starting from 2024 December itself that to get admitted in PhD through any of the university entrance tests or this kind of JEST, any national exam, to be admitted in PhD, you must get a minimum marks in CSIR NET also. That means we'll see what the real scenario beings in 2025 PhD entrance exams. But till now, as we interpret this, that if you qualify, get JEST also, any university research entrance test also, but when you get admitted to a PhD, before university registration number, you need to get a minimum marks in CSIR NET. So CSIR NET is becoming more and more important day by day. And there is another more point. Even let's say they don't get so much restricted here, and after you qualify any national level test except CSIR NET, for the, let's say in 2025 itself also, they take you into PhD without NET, with valid JEST or GATE score. But even if there is a problem, there will be a problem, not now, that when you apply for assistant professor exam after some point of time, after 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, there will be competitions, of course. Once again, India, 150 crores people, there will be always competition. So then, say if you have qualified, if you've cleared CSIR NET and completed PhD, and someone who didn't qualify CSIR NET and completed PhD, you're both eligible to be interviewed. But the interviewer is, say I am the interviewer, I will be biased to choose a person who have cleared CSIR NET sometimes in his or her life, because that certainly guarantees that you have some basic knowledge on your subject. So I have seen these things in my life. I'm 36 plus already. So CSIR NET examinations qualification certificate will be very, very important if you want to be in academics. That means if you want to be an assistant professor, if you want to do research and education both, so then CSIR NET will be very important everywhere. And in most of the times, in most of the universities or most of the states, when they conduct interview for assistant professor exam, they keep some marks separated for CSIR NET qualification itself. Let's say you'll be competing for 100 total marks everywhere, including all your academic scores, publication, PhDs, etc. There will be 5-6 marks allotted for your CSIR NET qualification. So you will be in demand if you qualify this. So now more elaborative discussions come. Two agencies generally conduct CSIR NET, two agencies conduct NET exam. One is CSIR, which I am talking about. Because I am from physics background, I will be talking about physics only most of the time. So CSIR, that agency conducts NET exam for physics, chemistry, math, biology, and geology. Geology, they call it earth science, physics call it physical sciences. So they have their own code. So in general, we call it physics, chemistry, math, biogeology. These 4-5 subjects, CSIR. UGC conduct NET for all other subjects, like starting from Bengali to English to Sanskrit to electronics to economic statistics. They have, I think, around 60 subjects. UGC conduct NET also. So these UGC conducted NET and CSIR conducted NET have slightly different structures. So we'll be focusing on CSIR NET only. There are 3 cutoffs in CSIR NET as per this last July exam is concerned. They have introduced a new category. So I'll be showing you cutoff marks just a few seconds later. So the first category cutoff is for JRF and assistant professor. That means if you are in a top league, if you are in top league, so then you highest marks cutoff you qualify. You'll be given a JRF fellowship from CSIR or UGC, and you'll be eligible for assistant professor. You're not directly given a job. You'll be eligible to apply for assistant professor job anytime in your life. This is a lifetime validity certificate. That's why that's important. If you get slightly less marks than your category 1, but higher than category 2 cutoff, then you'll be eligible for assistant professor only in your lifetime, but you won't be given a JRF fellowship. You need to earn your JRF fellowship from some other agencies. There will be some procedures, we'll be talking them later on. And if you qualify, if you get less marks than category 2 but higher than category 3 cutoff, then you'll be eligible for PhD only. So you'll not be eligible for assistant professor, but you are eligible to get admitted to PhD any institutes in India with their own PhD entrance tests and their own selection criteria. Suppose you are applying to IIT Bombay, so Bombay might have their own selection criteria. You are applying to Jadavpur University will have their own selection criteria. So with this, the category 3 belongs. I'll be showing you cutoffs. So that is the cutoff for category 1. Last this June-July exam 2024 cutoff. JRF plus assistant professor category 1, they are written in percentage terms. The marks is, the whole exam is 200 marks exam. I'll be showing you details just after a few minutes. So in chemical science, art science, life science, mathematics, and life science have some different procedure to get these marks, but otherwise it's a percentage of marks. In physics, if you are unreserved category and you get 43.813% of marks, in around 87 something marks, 200 marks is the total exam. So you are qualified for JRF. If your EWS 36%, OBC you get 37 point something percent marks, your SC then 28 point something, ST is 26 point something, PWD means physically disabled or differently abled persons. So they have this criteria, these cutoff marks. This is category 1. In life science, they have some different structure to get this marks, some kind of statistical distributions and restructuring, blah, blah, blah. So forget about that. If you qualify, that category 2, less than this 43, but greater than this 39 point something marks, then you are eligible for assistant professor only. That means you are not given a fellowship, that 40,000 around, but you are eligible for PhD. You get fellowship from somewhere else. You apply, you get interviewed. Okay. But assistant professorship, you'll be eligible to apply any time in your life. I repeat, any time after 10 years also, lifetime validity. So these cutoffs are slightly less. You might have a pause and get this. These cutoffs are slightly less than the JRF cutoffs. And there is a third category recently introduced, PhD, only PhD. Eligibility for admission to PhD as per UGC guidelines, new guidelines came in this year itself, and subject to satisfying minimum benchmark or 33% general, EWS and OBC category. If you want to do a PhD in India, you must qualify, you must get this 33% marks. 33% marks for general, EWS and OBC. So EWS is 33% is already a assistant professor, so it's applicable to PhD also. But say if you are unreserved candidate, you get 34% of marks, 35% of marks. Then you are below this assistant professor category. So you're not eligible for assistant professorship right now, but 33% you cleared, that means you are eligible for PhD only, means you are eligible to get admitted anywhere in India. So that are the 3 categories of cutoff. So if you just focus on physics unreserved category, so 43%, 43.8% marks gets you into elite class, JRF plus assistant professor, Sargalok. So if you are getting 39.43 and greater than this but less than this, you are in Martalok. So you are eligible for assistant professor only. And if you are getting 13 between something 39 and 33, you are in Patal Lok. So you are eligible for PhD only. That's it. समझ में आ रहा है कि नहीं भाइयों और बहनों? आए? हिंदी भी आता है मुझे ठीक ठाक. इंग्लिश तो बता रहा हूँ, कोई बात नहीं, बाद में हिंदी भी बताएंगे, तो चलिए। तो समझ में तो बहुत कुछ आता है भाई। तो ठीक है, चलो। We have three sections in, right now we'll dissecting the CSIR NET paper. We have three sections there. Part A, Part B, and Part C. Part A deals with basic science, mathematics, and general intelligence. That means it's a completely general paper. They don't have any subject knowledge test there. Class 10, 11 level of basic sciences, maths, and general intelligence types. Part B, they ask basic knowledge from your subject. We are physics guys. So this part B, mostly B.Sc level questions, mostly they ask. In part C, it's like advanced knowledge. It requires slightly advanced knowledge. M.Sc standard, we can say. Okay, but there is no clear-cut division between B.Sc and M.Sc. I'd rather say basic knowledge on the subject, advanced knowledge on the subject. Let's say we'll be discussing everything. I promise within next 1.5 year, I'll be discussing everything in our CSIR NET syllabus. So don't worry. And we don't have any separate cutoff for part A, part B, and part C. That means even if you get 0 in part A, till now, it might be introduced later. Let's say when you are appearing in the exam, you see that, well, there are new criteria comes. But okay, till now, in November 2024, so there is no separate cutoff for part A, B, and C. CSIR itself says that in their website. So, okay, don't worry. Total marks is 200. In part A, we have a choice. We are given 20 questions. In part A, we are given 20 questions. And among that 20 questions, 15 is to be answered. And the maximum marks you can get is 30. 15 into 2 is 30. In part B, there are 25 questions asked. You maximum can answer 20 questions. And you get 3.5 marks per question. So at most you get 70 marks from part B. And part C is the highest portion is allotted, highest portion of marks is allotted there. So in part C, 30 questions are given. Questions are generally tough in part C. 30 questions are given. You get maximum 20 question is to be answered. Means you maximum can answer 20 question, and per question you get 5 marks. So part A, each question is of 2 marks. Part B, each question is of 3.5 marks. And part C, each question have 5 marks. 20 at most you can answer here. 100 at most you can get here. 20 you can answer here. 70 at most you can get here. 15 you can answer here. 30 at most you can get here. So that is the division of part A, part B, and part C. So it's generally safe, very safe if you get 50% of marks. That means if you get 100 marks among this 200, you're very safe. Okay, sir, we are done. In generally, I seen very few times the cutoff is greater than 50% in our subject. So okay, what I can do, I am Jahiruddin sir. I am a physics professor. You might not know yet me. So I have some experiences of 10 years, more than 10 years, I would say, for teaching for CSIR NET exam. I'll be guiding you through this journey. I'll be trying that much I can promise, but we never can predict future, so we cannot say anything for certainty, but I'll try. So in this YouTube channel, please keep visiting. I'll be posting CSIR NET physics, IIT JAM physics related videos. Sometimes directly teaching, sometimes motivational, sometimes informative, anything, everything. And I will be also posting Python programming videos apart from this physics part. I'm learning Python properly. So if you are interested there, you can also visit these videos. Already lots of videos are uploaded. So thank you for watching this lecture. सबको नमस्कार. देखते हैं next videos. I will be posting in this weekend also. The next video will come. Maybe some video, maybe informative video, or maybe directly I start dimension and analysis and kinetics or error calculation. I'll plan and upload a video in the weekend itself. So thank you once again.